Atlantis versus Lemuria, a hidden history of a war of more than 10,000 years ago. Strange indications begin to rise in the sky, a crimson sun and a black path intersected. The conflict between Lemuria and Atlantis, two sophisticated ancient civilizations. The Anunnaki manipulated the Atlanteans. Strange indications. The lost continents of Lemuria and Atlantis drowned due to a nuclear war instigated by the Anunnaki, who persuaded the Atlanteans to reign, according to this buried account from more than 10,000 years ago, which appears in writings like the Chronicles of Akakor. This caused a worldwide disaster, yet there were survivors among the Lemurians and Atlanteans. One of the queens or princesses in one of the past articles, the videos I posted a few days ago concerning a very tall, gigantic, beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed princess from Atlantis that escaped to Algeria, according to Tuareg legends. Now, until 10,000 years ago, both continents could be found on the ocean's surface. Lemuria would be in the Pacific Ocean, whereas Atlantis would be in the Atlantic. In the Chronicles of Akakar, Carl Brugger urges that both continents were home to two races of quote-unquote gods, two civilizations more sophisticated than the current one. They clashed, resulting in a battle involving planes and obsolete nuclear weapons. Ancient technology, of course. Both continents eventually collapsed as a result of this disastrous battle. Quote, twilight blanketed the Earth's surface, end quote, says Akakor in his book. The sun was still shining, but a gloomy, huge, and forceful mist obscured the view. Unusual indications appeared in the sky. A crimson sun and a black path intersected. The four corners of the earth were red, black, and white. The two deity species began to argue. They sought to suck energy from each other while burning the planet with the sun heat. Rivers had altered, as have the height of the mountains and the sun's brightness. There have been floods that have inundated continents. Lemuria is mentioned in several obscure Hindu tablets discovered by James Churchward in 1868. He and the temple's high priest deduced that the tablets talked of a vanished land of Mu, where the Na-Kalis, or Holy Brothers, dwelt. According to the tablets, Mu drowned some 12,000 years ago, and Easter Island, along with other Polynesian islands, or Mu or Lemuria's remains. The Visitors by J.J. Benitez is a novel about the extraterrestrial abduction of physicist Daniel W. Fry on July 4th, 1959. The aliens told him on the spacecraft that their ancestors lived in Mu and that there was another advanced civilization there, Atlantis. The Atlanteans, quote, learned to utilize atomic energy more skillfully than you do now, end quote. He also indicated an impending firearms calamity. American physicist Edgar Cayce got telepathic transmissions from Cassiopeia's aliens. According to their information, the Atlanteans have existed from ancient times. They developed space travel and even established outposts on other planets, including Mars. They also possessed a secret device for collecting energy from the universe via massive crystals. Could this have been the lightning rod of Zeus that one of the Atlanteans from Hyperborea, Atlanteans extraterrestrials, passed on to Alexander the Great? A copy of it is in a Nepal Tibetan monastery. Now, various sources claim that the Atlanteans were intelligent and benevolent beings who fell into evil. And you'll find the playlist I have of the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean. It's amazing what he describes there as their advanced technology. Now, according to the first story, various sources claim that the Atlanteans were intelligent, benevolent beings who fell into evil. In contrast, others argue that they came from another solar system and were genetically inclined to be cold and harsh. According to the first story, they lived in peace and harmony in Atlantis from 210,000 BC. 210,000 BC. However, the reptilian Anunnaki invaders, notably the Atlantean high priests, began to impact them negatively. The fight with Lemuria began with these corrupted Atlanteans calling themselves sons of Belial, quote unquote. The sons of Belial began arguing with Lemuria over how to dominate the earth some 25,000 years ago. Atlantis desired to conquer all other tribes and civilizations on the planet. Lemurians wanted other people to evolve naturally. Thus, they told them to leave them alone. This action prompted the Atlantean sons of Belial to declare war on Lemuria, culminating in a nuclear bombing plot. Earth changes and the rebirth of civilizations. This resulted in a calamity with subsurface gas fields exploding. Over 60 million Lemurians died in the end. The survivors sought sanctuary in Agartha before attacking Atlantis. However, the sinking of that vanished continent was caused by a sequence of natural calamities. The Earth became unstable due to the Atlanteans' excess nuclear blasts. As a result of Earth's axis shifted and the poles began to shift. Many Atlanteans fled to Agartha and other places throughout the Earth. Stone circles, Stonehenge, dolmens, and geoglyphs are thought to be Atlantean works because they used the technology of sonic levitation to elevate huge stones, and in addition, in caves around the world where there are symbols of Atlantis, the spirals, the crescent, and the serpent. Then, as millennia passed and the Earth began to stabilize, both civilizations resurfaced, starting with those we know today as Sumer, Egypt, India, and China. Later, the Anunnaki reptilians would return, and our history would begin as we know it. Now, reptilians secretly gained control of Earth, and this is a different account that challenges traditional history, yet it makes sense given that we know what we know about Atlantis, Lemuria, and even the mythology of the Anunnaki, as well as the geological changes on Earth. Although it's a factual narrative, the elite and secret groups keep it hidden. And this is an article originally published by News Tangile 24, and it's on Collective Spark. Please leave your comments concerning all this. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.